Hey everyone, welcome to the beginning of week 6. Some of you are still working on week 5 right now. Week 5, what you're wrapping up is you're wrapping up some of the presentation layer information about websites. You're learning about fonts, you're learning about responsive design, doing a little bit of work with source control, which is always a little bit challenging using our source tree and Git. Very powerful tool, but with power comes a little complexity, so we're working on that. There are 2 things from week 5 that are going to be carried forward in peer reviews. So in week 5, you're going to be you're wrapping up a bootstrap example and 4 tokens. Coming into week 6, we're going to do a bunch of work, but 2 of the things that are carrying over from week 5 to week 6 are peer reviews of your peers' work on bootstrap and the tokens from last week. Now, those assignments won't show up until after the due date on this coming Monday. And when they do, they should show up in your to-do list on Canvas. It can be kind of hard to find, so if you have questions, let me know. Also, if you think that you haven't had peer assignments assigned to you, let me know as well. 'Cause sometimes Canvas glitches on that for some reason, and we have to do it manually. Okay, week 6. Week 6, we're going back to a little bit of our high-level and low-level work. On the high level, though, we're not looking at academic stuff with UbiComp. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a book put together by a PDF book, put together by a design firm called Dubberly Design. And what they did is they kind of did a catalog of all the different kinds of design processes that they could find. It's a very visual book. It kind of is a little bit like somewhere between like a textbook and a coffee table book. A lot of visual descriptions of design. It's very long. It's like over 100 pages. I want you to read it in a particular way. I want you to spend about 30 minutes reading the first couple pages that are really easy, gives you some background. And then I want you to scan through the document for like maybe 10, 20 minutes. I put specific numbers down. But then I want you to spend a smaller amount of time deep diving into one of the models or 2 of the models that you really think are interesting, and then write about it. So a total of about 30 or 40 minutes on this document. But the goal is not to get some exhaustive understanding of it. I'm not going to quiz you on, like have a comprehension quiz on it. It's really so that you can understand all the different disciplines that do design and how they think about design, and help you to bring that into your design practice. Because one of the most important things about doing, well, I don't know if it's the most important thing. One very important thing about doing design and having a design practice associated with it is being able to communicate to your stakeholders, where are you in the design process? I mean, the reality is the design process is really super messy, but having some kind of framework that you can point your clients to, that you can point your boss to, that you can point your peers to say, hey, here's the point we are in design right now. That's very helpful. But there are a lot of different frameworks that you can use, and many of them can apply. And so just knowing the scope of what those things can look like can help you going forward. That's our high level work. Read that. Do a little bit of discussion. I put what, like not ChatGPT, but I put what an LLM says about the document in the assignment. I'm not interested in having you use a LLM to distill it. I'm really interested in what you pull away from it. And so I'm not looking for, a tome on that regard. That's our high level work. Our low level work is going to be looking at JavaScript. JavaScript is one of the 3 languages that's used to create web pages, CSS being presentation, HTML being content, and JavaScript being interactivity. We're going to go to Code Academy and do some work on JavaScript in Code Academy. That'll teach you some of the basics of how you write code in a web page, in the actual web page document. And you don't have to do everything there. Pay attention to what I ask you to do. In particular, I'm not asking you to do the projects. You're welcome to. They're very helpful, but that's not a requirement. A couple video lectures along the way. Got the How Do You Design thing. Let me take a look at the other things that we've got lined up here. Sorry, can't see behind the camera. Actually, it's right here. Okay. All right, how do you design? The JavaScript tutorial. And then we're going to start getting into our reverse I application. This is the first week we're going to be putting some code in place in order to get that thing going. Now, it's like the bare minimum. Mostly it's plumbing, trying to get it so that a brand new website loads up from GitHub the information that we're going to need to build on, because we're going to let our font, CSS, website We're going to set that aside. We're going to start a new one in Heroku and GitHub. Great. And so that's it. That's plumbing. It's also the peer review. Okay, so sorry, I feel like I'm scattered all over the place. It's there in Canvas. Thank you for some of the fun stuff you've sent me with regard to some of the inside jokes that are in our lectures. I appreciate that. That's super fun. If you are having trouble with the different components in week 5 or as you get into week 6, please reach out. We're able to help a lot of people so far. And I think other than that, we're doing well. This week, things start to shift because we start doing code. And the coding part can be challenging if you've never done it before. The key is just having a lot of attention to detail as we go along. We'll kick off more strongly in the future weeks, but this is the week where we kick it off at the baseline. Yeah. Okay, thank you. I hope everything else is going well. Look forward to chatting online. Have a good week 6.